new business. It's Charlie Hogue, but I'm sorry, we have public comments that are specific to this item. Sorry.
Okay, so we have 4 public comments. They're allowed to have 3 minutes each. The first is Chris Cologne.
I am speaking regarding to the next item on the agenda. The college has an ethics policy for faculty, AP 3050, which could be used by a person wishing to refer the behavior of a colleague. This incident does not rise to the level of business for the Senate board. The incident did not take place here in a board meeting. We were not witnesses to this incident, therefore this item is based on hearsay. In fact, the senator who brought this item forward did not actually receive the email in question. So how did Charlie Hogue in math hear about Melissa's email to social sciences? Where did he get this email? Is this the way we want news to be shared on this campus? What made this issue Charlie's business? Short of this, what has happened to our sense of civility and decorum? Has Charlie contacted Melissa Michelson to discuss this issue with her? Has the party, referred to as having been slighted, complained? Why did Wes not ask for the censure himself? Since when do we go directly for the jugular without even attempting a collegial call or email? Our newly approved ethical behavior statement says, respect for others. We treat everyone with respect and dignity, recognizing that disagreement and informed debate are commonplace in an academic setting. To even consider this issue, we require an explanation of the offense. How exactly does Melissa's email cause the false, misleading, and denigrating statements? I have reviewed the documents provided and do not find any such statements. I would like an explanation specifically of the difference between a misleading statement, lying, and a personal opinion. What rubric was used to decide that this item should be placed on the agenda? Why this and not the follow-up of the censure of Eduardo Cairo that was presented by the same senator several weeks ago? Why has that issue not reappeared? It was said in the meeting that that would be on the next agenda, and it never came back. What is going on in the Senate Executive Committee that they determined that such an item was worthy of our time?
The next public comment is from Jane Hallinger.
Okay. I'm an interloper today. Last year when I was on the board, I was somewhat disturbed by meetings. And this has nothing to do with any person or the executive committee at all. But when I did hear that there had been some difficult times in this board and people were not respecting one another, the first thing I thought is you are setting yourself up for a hard knock when the Accreditation Commission comes to visit. This kind of behavior, whatever it may be, and I was not here, so I can't testify to it specifically, gets out. It's out in the community of our school. It will get out to accreditation committees. If there's ever a time when we ought to respect people and not try to censor people for anything, boards are made to work together. The first lesson I learned was in the Senate board here from Harry Kawahara, so most of you do not know him, but it was respect. Respect for everyone who is sitting here. Respect for their opinions. Respect for who they are and what they represent. These people are not being paid to be here. People here are giving of their time. They're giving of their energy. They care about the school. And I care about the school because I have been here forever. And I don't want to see us dinged by the accreditation board because they hear rumors of what disruption has occurred in some of the meetings. So I would beg you, please, in the next few months, respect one another. That's the first thing I learned, respect one another. And I have been on more boards, and the one thing I would never do was raise my voice against another person. And I never had trouble with people on the board because I allowed them to speak their piece within the time limit. I did not criticize them from any position, except to say thank you for your opinion. Never are we going to win every argument. Never are we going to win every vote. But we should do it in a manner that does not represent what is happening today or tomorrow in our government. We do not want to represent that kind of behavior towards one another. Now, as I said, I was not here for the things that I have heard happen. And the problem is that when you hear things, they rise in their importance. And as these things go out through our community of faculty, they will get back to others.
Thank you.
You timing me?
I'm leaving because I'm afraid.
Thank you. The next public comment is Neil Lee. He left, okay. Mark Whitworth.
First off, let me just say that I'm speaking as a faculty member and not the president of the Faculty Association. This agenda item to me is very, very disturbing. As far as I can tell from my work on the Ethics Committee, there's absolutely no purview of the Academic Senate censoring someone. Absolutely none. This is definitely an item that if at the most, should go to the Committee on Academic Freedom and Professional Ethics. It is not something for us to do. But the problem is the fact that this even became an agenda item is horrendous. This is going to send a chilling effect through our faculty to think that if one senator decides that they're upset with something that someone said or wrote, they can try to censure them in public is absolutely absurd. I'm not a member of the Senate, and today I'm glad I'm not a member of the Senate, but this is embarrassing. On top of that, right, the damage has been done. If I were a member of the Senate, the first thing I would do, and hopefully someone will follow my lead, is I would move to remove this from consideration immediately. It takes a 2/3 vote, get it off the agenda, forget this ever happened, and go about our business. That's all I have to say.
All right, so Charlie, can you present your item? Dave, do you have your next?
Well, I'd like to move what Mark recommended, that we remove this. I'd like to ask for a 2/3 vote to remove it from the agenda.
Second.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to remove this item from the agenda. It requires a 2/3 vote to do so.
Hold on just a second, I need to figure out what
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to remove this item. We'll do a roll call vote. We need 2/3
It's
to,
not debatable.
it's not debatable.
Okay, Chris?
No.
Okay, no, the motion is to remove it.
To remove, yes, please. Aye.
Dave Kua?
Yes, please.
Eduardo Pyro?
Yes.
Kaiser?
Yes.
Rita Gonzalez?
No.
Peter Castro?
No.
Rusty Fiore?
Yes.
Martha House?
Yes.
Greer?
Yes.
Dwayne? Not here. Donna?
No.
Charlie?
No.
Ken? Simon?
Yes.
Melissa Michelson?
Oh, yes.
Lochner?
Yes.
Terry?
No.
Kristen Hyatt?
Yes.
Tim?
Aye.
Benita?
Yes.
Gloria?
Yes.
Saeed?
Yes.
Rosemary?
Yes.
Miriam,
No.
James,
Yes.
Early,
Yes.
Ani,
Yes.
Tanya, Christopher,
Abstain.
Rhonda, Erica, or Mark, Don, Ike, Bevel,
No.
Jay,
No.
I say no, Sheila,
No.
the motion passes.
Okay, so it'll be
Yes, I
recited.
know too.
Oh, hold on, I'm sorry, hold on. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Did you get Ricky? Did Ricky need to?
Ricky? No, thank you. Rita, did I get you?
Yes.
Did everyone have a chance to vote?
So there's 20 yeas, it needs 22 to pass, so the motion fails.
All right, so Charlie? Charlie's presenting this. Yes?
Would you like to be the first person to be second?
Go ahead, you have 10 minutes.
I'd like to first introduce myself to probably some new faculty members who don't know me. My name is Charlie Oak. I've been at PCC for 27 years. This is my 27th year. I've been part of Academic Senate for the past 2 years. I was also part of Academic Senate back in the 90s, in the 1990s. And I've been on many committees throughout this campus, in my department and campus-wide. And I have never, in my 27 years, ever experienced somebody goings on in any committee meeting I've ever had or been a part of since I've been here at PCC. And I bring this to the committee, bring this to the Senate, because this kind of behavior needs to be addressed, needs to stop. It seems like it's been escalating for the past year or so. And we as a Senate board have the right to discipline ourselves. That's part of the Robert's Rule of Order, that we can discipline, censure, or even remove people from the board. And so, to me, this rose to a level to be brought to the board. And for us to discuss that some kind of that procedural aspects, and gee, what if somebody else hears about this? Let's all pretend like this didn't happen. When someone has been maligned and, when someone's been as maligned as they have and denigrated by this email, that it should be brought to this level, that everybody on this body should know. And so, a couple of questions real quick. Chris Pillon, the censure for Gordo, I still plan to move forward with that. I had brought that up as an agenda item. I planned on doing it in the last meeting, but I was informed when I did put that forward that the Human Resources said to table that for now because the school is conducting a investigation into that. And so I listened to that and I decided to withhold that censure. So I think it's important to know, well, as senators, I think each one of us has our own responsibility to our constituency, and that we all try to give our own constituency the facts of what goes on in the Senate in the best way possible we can, and that we all talk to our own constituencies. The fact that one of us would go to another body, another division, and give false information about what's transpired during the Senate and malign this person, to me is beyond just like I can't believe so many people want to just ignore that it never happened, and so I think it's worthwhile bringing. So the first thing I'd like to bring up is the facts of what happened. And so we have the transcript. I sent you the transcript of what transpired that day. And that can be found by any senator. I went to the office to listen to it because I wanted to make sure that I heard the truth. Before I would go to another division and say things about somebody else without having the facts, I think is egregious that somebody would do that. So I went and got the information about what happened that day. It's interesting that the motion that started this whole thing was made by our parliamentarian and seconded by Terry Stoddard, was just to have an agenda item on there to approve allowing the banquet committee to plan it. And that started the whole thing rolling. Now, I've been asked to only speak to my censure item concerning Senator Michelson, which I plan to do, not to address the censure towards Senator Cairo. And so I want to stick to that. So, but there has to be some background information. If you scroll up to, there has to be some context for what happened here. If you scroll up to the next highlighted area of the meeting, this is the context of what happened. And it doesn't mean that everybody had to be here. Most of us were here.
I'd like to make a point of order, please.
So,
we're here to censure Melissa Michelson for the lies and falsehood and other information. And Charlie's been speaking a couple of minutes now and has yet to mention one. So what he has provided us is with the email that was sent to our division. So what we should be sticking to is the email that Melissa sent that contains.
Point of order is that.
So we're going to stick to what's on the agenda.
Okay, so,
I'm just trying to explain my point of order you asked me. So if I may have the opportunity to explain the point of order.
Okay, so just the point of order, when you call point of order, it basically means that the chair normally has violated some rule. Rules being in Robert's rules or rules that we voted on. So normally the procedure is when you call point of order and you're recognized, you have to state which rule was violated.
Okay,
So which rule are you?
The rule that the agenda is not being followed. You yourself have told Melissa that's not the item on the agenda.
Okay.
That is exactly what's happening right now. The item on the agenda is the letter, the email that Melissa Michelson sent, which supposedly allegedly has these falsehoods, lies, etc. So we should stick to that email and figure out where exactly we have these lies and falsehoods instead of looking at that. Because all that is saying is that she didn't look at that before she sent out the email. But the reason why you're asking for a censure is because she sent out an email, not because she did that. So the issue is that we should stick to that on the agenda.
Okay. Charlie, you want to stick to, you have 4 more minutes, so maybe focus your presentation on the item.
Okay, well,
Melissa.
I think it's important to have facts before you talk about why. So the facts are here highlighted. Hopefully you read your packets, you read what happened. So
I apologize once
let's scroll
again.
down, please.
Point of order, same thing is happening.
Okay, so is it possible to reference the notes, the letter, and then point out which is inconsistent with the transcript? Because presumably
Okay.
everyone has read the transcript.
Okay. I passed you out the line items so you can see it. Line item 24, Senator Michelson said the problem on Monday stemmed from Senator Jimenez West attempting to correct Cairo on his use of point of order. So if we go back to the transcript, and you'll see that scroll down, that the only time Senator West spoke, he said, whether you would like or agree with the President of the Academic Senate, informing this individual to shut up does not work. So,
Was he recognized?
so that's not what she communicated on this email. She said it was to correct Cairo on his use of the point of order, not his use of the point of order. It was to correct Senator Cairo on language that is not fitting of an academic senator towards the president or anybody in this body. And so that's not what happened. The next thing that, I'm back to the letter. I guess I'm supposed to address the letter now. Senator Jimenez West has been speaking on term here in the Robert's Rule of Order, number 31. Started admonishing Senator Cairo for interrupting the meeting through points of order. Through points of order can be, even though points of order can be called out at any time. Again, he did not, as it says in the transcripts, he did not object to Senator Cairo's point of order. He objected to telling the President of the Senate to shut up. Would you please shut up so he can talk? And so to miscommunicate that to the division that he's from, to me is egregious. The next thing on there. Mrs. Michelson, Senator Michelson said, instead of exiting the door right behind him to leave, he headed towards the main door where his fellow senator was sitting halfway across the room. At the time, I jumped up, sensing a pent-up frustration and anger in Jimenez West, which I think that takes a lot to read his mind on that. When you didn't get straight the fact that he was objecting to him saying shut up. And I tried to intervene in the encounter between the two social science. Did not communicate that Senator Cairo was the one who stood up and blocked his path out of the room, and to to say he should have known that he was going to be accosted by Senator Cairo and to use the back door.
I'm so sorry, Trevor, but can we, because you keep, even though we're not seeing what happened at the previous meeting, you're still discussing the previous meeting. So I'm having a real
hearsay.
conversation.
It's hearsay.
It's not hearsay, it's in the record.
It's hearsay.
Point of order for the Senate President. I believe if a presenter goes off topic, just like when I go off topic, you need to let them know they're off topic.
Right.
So
He's
you,
letting, yes, so stick to the letter and
Right.
read,
What
point
part
out
of-
what is unclear about the letter.
I'm sorry?
Just focus on what is lies and, yeah, the denigrating comments.
Okay, so it is extremely denigrating, especially in our culture, to say Senator West should have used the back door instead of going out through the front door.
Oh my God.
Well, can we read that online? I tried to intervene between, let's see, no.
It doesn't say
30,
back door or front door.
34. Instead of using the exit right behind him to leave, he headed towards the main door, where his fellow senator was sitting halfway across the room. At which time, I intervened in the encounter between the two social science senators. The situation was diffused as soon as Jimenez West finally decided to leave. Well, finally decided to leave because Senator Cairo finally decided to get out of his way. He wouldn't let him pass. And then to denigrate him by saying, but not until he helped himself to more snacks from the corner table. What is that, as if that isn't denigrating, to say he should have used the back door, didn't put the context of that he was being blocked to leave, and then to say that he should have helped himself to snacks from the corner table.
So time is up. If we want to extend, we need a motion.
Motion to extend.
Motion, do I have a second to extend?
By how much?
Read it by
By 10.
10 minutes?
when do we have
Second time.
discussion?
Second time.
Okay, so Rita, okay, the motion is to extend by 10 minutes from Peter, seconded by Rita. All those in favor of extending 10 minutes, say aye.
Clarification, please, before we vote. Could you
Yes.
tell us how much longer it will held for before there can be discussion?
There should be discussion now. You've had 10 minutes, is it? Okay.
Sure.
So yes, this 10 minutes would be allocated for discussion.
So we already have Dave.
So all those in favor of extending 10 minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Please raise your hand if you say nay.
We're extending by 10 minutes. No.
Discussion.
Discussion, yes, the presentation is over.
If we vote no, can we vote?
If you vote no to extend, then we're voting at this point. If you want to extend, then we're allocating that 10 minutes to discussion.
Okay.
So, all those in favor of extending, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. You raise your hands if you say nay. So the motion passes. Discussion, you've got Dave, Gloria, Kaiser.
Thanks for
No,
asking.
Oh, I saw your hand earlier.
Thanks for asking if you could swap me with me, is that cool?
Dave, no, Dave, Kaiser,
I've got it. Go ahead. Two people start speaking. I've got it. Don't forget about the 3 minute.
We wish to switch.
Dave, no, Dave, Dave.
Oh, I think, okay, so it's not
Dave.
allowable.
Can they pass to me?
No, Dave, Kaiser.
Thank you. Okay. Since I have a night class, I'll be brief. Isn't the academic senate business to police emails? Is the academic senate business to regulate speech? Did Charlie ask Melissa about the email? Did Christopher West contact Melissa about the email? No. Did anybody from the social science faculty contact you? Possibly. I think it's ridiculous. I think we should vote immediately and get to our classes. 2/3 of us believe, practically, it wasn't worth talking about. And it's a waste of our time to go on, unless you want to talk further. So I recommend we vote as soon as possible and get to our work.
Kaiser?
Yes, as a representative of the social sciences faculty, I would ask my co-senators to vote this down and allow the social sciences division to deal with an issue that is social sciences senate. So I would like this discussion to be finished and just to allow us to solve the problem. And I have a great deal of respect for both my colleagues who are involved in this issue and are part of the social sciences division. Please allow the social sciences division to take care of this issue and resolve it professionally. Thank you.
Jay, Eduardo, Rosemary.
I don't think it's issue just of social science. This letter clearly blames the victims, so I don't know if Senate condones that type of mentality. And also, it seems like they're justifying physical altercation by, oh, if you don't agree with me, it's okay to have physical aggression in the Senate. And she sent it as a senator, and that's representing our Senate. So if our body is condoning the fact that if there's an agreement that you can use physical aggression, then I don't agree with that. So I don't think we should condone that type of message sent as a not as an individual person, but as a senator. So that sends a really bad message to the whole country.
Eduardo?
Right, so if we look at the beginning, there's something Charlie failed to omit. Subject, my personal perspective of recent Senate meeting. So she's changing her perspective.
It says,
It's coming from Melissa Michelson. It doesn't state Senator Melissa Michelson. Charlie made certain statements in which he referred to as blocking him. He made, I heard the word egregious, I heard the word denigrating, but nowhere did I see him use the words false, misleading, and denigrating statements within this letter. So what he is asking then is, because Melissa wrote an email to our division providing her perspective, that in itself, he's saying, is incorrect. And if we take a look at what we was presented today, in terms of is the academic freedom defined as freedom to teach, learn, and communicate in an atmosphere of free inquiry and expression both in and out of the classroom. That's what she did. Now, she provided her perspective, her opinion as to what happened. Whether it be right or wrong, there's a difference between lying and providing one's perspective. And what Melissa did was provide a perspective, and I can tell you that I can't speak on behalf of Kaiser, but from my side, no one contacted me saying, that's outrageous what Melissa did, because that did not happen. So we have to keep this in mind. Thank you.
Rosemary?
Oh, you're at, what I want to say, well, I disagree completely with what Mark Whitworth said. I think we need to move on and go forward and be positive and collegiate.
Sheila?
I would just like to point out that the email was signed Melissa Michelson, Languages Division Senator, and as a member of the Languages Division, who was represented by that senator, I think that that extends it beyond the purview of the social science area. And also, I think when we're talking about lies, there's things in the transcript that do not coincide with what's in the email. For example, that Senator Cairo was sitting across from the room when he was in fact standing at the door blocking him. And therefore,
That's a lie.
Mary Aaron? Okay, there's no cross talk, all right? Please, to keep this in order, let's just keep the comments in isolation. Mary Aaron?
I think this is an extremely serious issue about freedom of speech. And we've passed a resolution supporting free speech in and out of the classroom. And yet, on the other hand, many people are here today trying to squash free speech. And I think this is going to have, if it passes, a very serious squashing effect of people's rights and feelings about whether they can freely express themselves here on this campus. And speech doesn't have to be correct. It can be stupid, it can be confusing, it can be all kinds of things, and you can think it's a waste of time. But we have to allow for those kinds of things in a democratic society, and we have to stand up for that. And if we don't do that here today, then we're silencing ourselves. And each one of us is allowing that to happen. And I think this is an incredibly serious issue. Kaiser has suggested that in social sciences, they deal with the issue. I think in languages, we can deal with the issue. But I very strongly urge everybody to stand for free speech and people's rights to say stupid and wasteful and boring, whatever you might not want to listen to, but we have to allow for that.
So I do want to, just because that's the second time that freedom the freedom of speech document has come up, the academic freedom, everyone's stopping. The rest of that sentence says that despite the free speech, that we need to do it in an ethical manner. So yes, we can forgive stupid speech, but if this borders on the lines of ethical, then that document governs our behavior in a very specific way. So that's really what the issue, I think, is about, not just freedom of speech. So that's just because that's been brought up a couple of times, and that's a clear component of the BP that we just looked at that's being omitted from the conversation. So we have Chris, Tim, Peter, and Kristen.
It does not say ethical. It says every member of the college community has the right to work and study in an environment that is free from unlawful discrimination and unlawful harassment. And I would pose that this is part of a pattern of institutional retribution against people on this campus who did not support the accreditation report. You have gone after Eduardo, you are going after Melissa, you have gone after me. I think this is getting to be really out of control. And I would like to call the question, please.
Oh, okay. Question's been called.
Question has been called. So all those in favor of calling the question, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Say nay.
Nay.
Can you raise your hands, please? Motion passes to call the question. So we have to do a roll
Yeah,
call.
we're gonna do a roll call on this one.
So the motion, can you restate the motion, the censure motion, please?
It's the one.
Oh, it's up on the, can you put it up on the board?
Yeah, we're gonna, so, to be,
So one of the practices is to put the motion language up. This is a lengthy motion that we would be voting on, so we're just.
None of those, Jen.
It's on the
Let's go to
agenda.
the agenda.
It is on the, it's not on the agenda, that you were given a very specific censure statement that this is the statement. Give you a moment to read, this was in your board packet.
President Foster, may I have a clarification? Within this, there's two things that we are being asked to vote on. One is to censure, and one is to approve the punishment. And so if we were to approve the punishment, having Melissa, or forcing Melissa, or requiring Melissa to write that, what are the consequences of not doing that? I think we all need to know that, in essence, we're forcing her to write a letter of apology. So if we say, yes, Melissa, we're going to censure you, yes, you have to write this apology, what are the consequences of not doing so?
My secretary.
so in Robert's Rules of Order, it goes through steps of a body disciplining one of its members. The first step is censure. If there are any specific actions attached to that censure, then they can be, which I think is what Senator Hoke has done. If that behavior is repeated, or there's another infraction, or if this is not followed, then the body can take further action. The next one that Robert's Rules of Order mentions is expulsion.
Right, but I'm pretty sure, I wish we had, or if anyone has Robert's Rules of Order, I agree with that statement that there is steps, but I'm not sure it says that if they don't write this letter of apology.
Then
Can
it would come back to the, it would have to come back to the body to enforce it if you wanted to. But it's completely up to the body.
Do you have an answer to that?
I would concur with Senator Caro that it's not stated what are the consequences. So it would be something we'd have to
Right.
visit as a board.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say.
I think that's what she was saying, but I
Thank
just
you,
wanted
Terry.
to agree with her.
Thank you.
All right, has everyone had an opportunity to review what we're voting on? Anyone need more time? All right.
We're voting on that document.
Voting on this right here. So the motion before us is to impose the following penalties. So if you vote yes, this is what happens. The Senate board would impose the following penalties on Senator Melissa Michelson. State in the minutes today that we officially censure, that somebody just asked, and so I'm clarifying. The next one is to require that Senator Michelson send a retraction email, and then finally to send a letter of apology to Senator West. Okay, so if you vote yes, that's what you're approving. Okay? Chris Cologne?
Nay.
Dave Kuat?
I'm standing for free speech and saying no.
Eduardo Cairo?
Definitely not.
Keitzer?
No.
Rita?
Yes.
Ricky? Abstain. Peter?
Yes.
Russ?
No.
Martha?
Abstain.
Rare?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Charlie?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Melissa?
No.
Mary Aaron?
No.
Lochner? Oh, sorry, yes, I'm sorry. Terry?
Yes.
Kristen?
No.
Tim?
No.
Anita? No. Gloria?
No.
Saeed?
No.
Rosemary?
No.
Miriam?
Yes.
James?
No.
Early?
No.
Ani? Tanya? Christopher?
No.
Rhonda? Okay, Erica left. Mark Dodge?
No.
Bevel?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
I vote yay. And Sheila?
Yes.
As you count that, I just want to, because I haven't said a word today, if this passes, I will be formally filing a complaint on freedom of speech to this college, to this body. It's a First Amendment right.
So the motion fails.
Boo, fail.
12 yes, 16 no.
All right, any announcements?
3 abstentions.
There might be an attempt at a social gathering after this. Good luck. Have classes. Thank you very much.
We'll have
Do I have a motion to adjourn? Moved by Mark, do I have a second? James, all those in favor